and Kitty here to say, pop culture fun in every way. Music, TV, movies, oh so bright. Join us for a blast tonight. Sister and brother rocking the flow, sharing all the things you need to know. Kathy and Kenny always in the mix. Pop culture fun fix to fix. Pop culture kids podcast crew, tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kenny make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone. Sit for everyone. I brought some for everyone. Pop culture kids podcast crew, tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kitty make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone.
It's Saturday night
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture.
with Kathy and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
You know,
Welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to start us off? I don't know why I always start us off.
you always start us off, and that's tradition, and I like that. But I was going to say, we need to change that to Sunday night
We do, and
because sometimes he says Saturday night, and I'm stupid. I get confused.
that's true. And I
I'm thinking
need a
tomorrow
new
I ain't gonna go to
voiceover.
work now.
You know what? I had got that voiceover from a service called Music Creative Radio, and they did such an excellent job. And I've been using the opening and closing with the Saturday night because we were Saturday night for years, and now that we switched to Sunday, we were Sunday at 9, then we moved up to 8 because Game of Thrones was killing us. But we should change it.
You know what? I have an idea, and I'm just going to throw this out there. Hey, Lisa.
Oh, wait, you had an idea? Whoa, stop the presses. Well, I missed my whole opening, so I didn't even get to do my opening. So I'm kind of like,
Okay, do
bummed.
your
So,
opening.
hey, fam. Hope you are well. Hope you are feeling good and blessed this Sunday evening.
Leave
We
a comment.
are.
Let us know you're out there.
Yeah, we are your pop culture kids coming to you from the North and the South. Me from North Carolina, Kenny from South Jersey. And this is our jam. This is our fun thing to do every single Sunday night. And I have to tell you, it was a little weird, a little funky, but the show must go on, and I muddled through
You
last
did a great job.
Sunday.
You did a great job last week. I rewatched that. You did a great job.
Yikes. A lot of fun. So we're coming
I
from the
am
North
here,
and the South.
but-
Let us know in the comments where you're coming from. So
Yes. And I am here to curb Kathy's wormholes, as so to speak. When she goes down a rabbit hole, starts talking,
I will
that's
go
my
down a rabbit
job.
hole like
to
nobody's
stop her
business.
from going down a rabbit hole. But no, I have an idea. In that beginning, it says, on a Saturday night, yada yada.
I mean,
And-
I can
and-
kill it. We don't really need
No,
it.
no. Keep it like it is, because I'm going to run this by you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw it up the flagpole and see if you salute. What I'm thinking is, we have a few people who watch all the time, and we know some spoken word artists because 2 weeks ago we had a lot of people. We know actors, we know comedians, that type of thing. What if we have a contest to see who can do the best vocal to do a voice? We give them a script and they do a voice. and
I'm
we'll use
game.
that person's voice for our opening.
Hey, I'm game. We can do.
Okay. That'll be our contest.
All right. There you go. So what do we give away? I mean,
You know what? I'm throwing out the ideas. Okay. I don't have everything. Okay. I just threw out the idea.
you're just the
It came
idea
up.
man. Okay.
I'm just the
So,
idea man. Like all that other stuff, what do we give away if they win if they win the contest? Every week they get to hear their voice introduce us, and when we become big, famous YouTubers, we'll still use their voice,
alrighty
and
then.
we'll give them a shirt.
Okay. Do we even have any shirts left?
Yeah,
Those
we have
shirts.
shirts. We have shirts. We'll
Okay.
give them a shirt. We'll use their voice, and I don't, we'll figure out what to give them. You'll get something for it. We'll figure it out. We'll
Okay.
figure it out.
We'll figure it out. It'll all
How was your week?
work out in the wash. It'll all work out in the wash. Thank you so much. So we will mock that up and work it up for next Sunday so that we can put a community post. If you are joining us on YouTube and even Facebook, we can just let folks know, hey, the voiceover contest is live and poppin', and we need a voiceover for. I know I could go to AI and do it, but I hate those AI generated voices. Although
Yeah.
they are getting better, but I don't know. I just
And we'll make a script for you. Something like, you know, Kathy and the good looking Kenny come to you live. Okay. Just throwing it out there. How was your week?
yikes. That's all I'm gonna say. Yikes. That will not be in the script. The week was good. It was a good week. For us, after the Easter break, well, it was a little like mini break. We had off Good Friday, no kids on Monday and Tuesday, although I did work those days. And then 3 days of middle school, which felt like 10 or 3 years actually.
It's
So
always short weeks that
it's a
seem the
good week.
longest.
Yeah, the short weeks are the longest. How about you? And I
That
know,
was pretty good. I had my procedure done,
right.
where they had to go into my lungs and dig out all the fluids because I had my lung disease, sarcoidosis. But George took me and brought me home,
Hmm.
and then I went to work the next day. I should have stayed home, but I went to work the next day.
Crazy. You should have
I
rested.
can't. Listen.
Gotta slow
I gotta
down.
do.
Gotta slow down. All right. Hey, you're here now, and we're all is good in the world, and we are here with you. Our weekly kind of dive into pop culture, and usually we started off with a little pop culture news. I don't know if you added stuff, Kenny, because you add stuff
I
on me.
didn't. I did not add stuff. There was not a lot of news that I was interested in. I did hear something.
Oh,
I heard that.
you heard
I heard
rumors
this.
and
I
whispers.
heard a rumor. Yeah. Well, I heard
I
that.
heard a rumor. Mm. They say you had a broken heart. I heard a. Okay, I'm sorry.
No. I heard a rumor that Warner Brothers
Hmm.
was going to remake The Bodyguard.
Oh wow.
They got the
Why?
rights. They want to remake The Bodyguard and kind of update it a little bit. I just pray, because in the original Bodyguard they used Whitney Houston. They used the real singer. If they
Mhm.
use the real singer, I pray they don't use Taylor Swift. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. I don't care who you use. I don't care if they can't even say. Just don't use Taylor Swift.
You are so anti Taylor Swift. That's
And
just
truth though, I've never seen the original Bodyguard.
you've never seen The Bodyguard?
I've never seen The Bodyguard. I've heard The Bodyguard.
Wow.
I've never seen the movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
I saw it once. I don't know whether it was a great movie, but you know, I thought it was okay. And maybe that's because I wasn't the world's biggest Whitney Houston fan, but that's just me.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of Whitney Houston because of her talent.
Hmm.
I was a fan of Whitney Houston because of her talent. And she did one song that I loved that is not her most popular song, but it's a song that she did with Kashif.
Hmm.
Think about you. It's like a sliver of wine. You toxicate my mind. I'm thinking about you. That one. I love that one. That's my
Wow. Whatever
favorite
happened
Whitney
to
Houston song.
Kashif? Oh,
He
you are
passed away.
going down the.
He passed away.
He did?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't
I
know
forget
that.
how long ago. I forget. It was a few years ago, because she passed away.
Wow, he wasn't that old. Well, I
No,
mean,
he wasn't that old.
even at
It
Whitney's
was
passing, she wasn't that old.
yeah, it was. I think he passed away within the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh, wow, I didn't know
So
that.
yeah.
Mm. All right. Well, since you're on a musical pop culture news bend, your other story involves
Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks. Now, I have a very good friend of mine who was a huge Stevie Nicks fan and has probably seen Stevie Nicks in the last 3 or 4 years. Has probably seen Stevie Nicks perform live 6 times.
Wow.
He's a
That's diehard.
huge Stevie Nicks
I
fan.
don't know whether I
Now,
don't think I've ever seen Stevie Nicks live.
no, and my friend lost all her friends that she usually sees Stevie Nicks with. She doesn't deal with them too much anymore. And she said, now I don't have anybody to go see Stevie with. I said, you know what? I've never been to a Stevie Nicks concert. I'll go with you. I'll check out Stevie Nicks. Come on, how bad?
Oh my God.
Can't be.
I mean, just performing this stuff off of Belladonna alone, and then if she throws in some of that Fleetwood Mac stuff, I would be down for that. That would be awesome.
Lisa says she's seen The Bodyguard at least 3,000 times.
Wow. That's
And
a
I
lot of
believe this
bodyguarding.
because I remember for 2 weeks I was between places and I stayed at Lisa's house. And every night she was watching The Bodyguard. And every night I would hear from her room, and I will always love. And Lisa be like, sing, Whitney, sing. And I'm like, how many times are you going to tell that woman to sing?
Now,
So
how
when
many?
Lisa
But
said she's seen it 3,000 times, I will testify and believe to that. And, put me in court, put me on the stand. I will swear to it. Your Honor, I heard her do it.
she was watching that Bodyguard, and a remake would be disrespectful. And I don't know. It seems like it was such a moment in time with the Bodyguard with Kevin Costner, and he actually wanted like Whitney for that role. And I don't know. It seems like some movies the stars align, and you just need to leave it alone. And
Well,
like I wasn't in favor of the remake they did of Sparkle. It was like Sparkle was not a perfect movie, but it was a moment in time. It captured that like 70s movie style kind of
but
thing, even though it was set in like the 60s. But it was a moment. Just
I think
leave
this
it.
movie can be remade,
Hmm.
but I think they need to wait a little bit longer to remake this. You need to wait another 20. It's like A Star is Born. Judy Garland did it,
Hmm.
and then 20 years later, they had Barbara
Barbara
Streisand do it.
Streisand. Hmm.
And then another 20 years later, they did it again. So you gotta give it that 20-year mark or something.
Well, what year was The Bodyguard? Because if it's probably been 20
Listen,
years.
you've seen it more times than God. What year was the
What year
What
was
year
it?
was
I
The
mean,
Bodyguard? Do you know? Because I don't know what year The Bodyguard was made. It might be 20 years.
because for a movie that long ago, I mean, I think
It
it could
might
have been
be.
2000. It could have been 2001
It probably was. It
or
probably was.
the early
It probably was.
2000s. I
The
should have
Bodyguard.
brought my iPad in here so I can look up stuff. I'm not even thinking. I'm like, duh.
That's okay.
I'm not
No, that's
thinking.
not it. That's not it. That doesn't even look like the bodyguard. But no,
And it's not to be confused with My Bodyguard. I don't know if you remember that movie from the 80s.
oh yes, oh wow.
What?
Okay.
What?
So yeah, I guess it is time. The bodyguard was 1992.
1992?
Yes.
Wow.
So
That
that is over 30 years.
Phew, that's a long time.
Tech
I didn't
Troublemaker says there's no reason to remake it. Too bad Hollywood has no new ideas. Tech Troublemaker, you are absolutely right. It's a shame that Hollywood does not have new ideas and they had to remake the old ideas and do them again. Yep, November 25th, 1992.
wow. I didn't
So
that
that's what
that
I
you know
know.
what? In just like 5 seconds, I'm feeling old as dirt. Cause even in 92, I had
And,
graduated from college already.
and
Wow.
let's be clear about this. Dirt is really old.
Thank you,
So, but our
my
Stevie Nicks
brother.
one, our Stevie Nicks news, we never did that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stevie Nicks
What's up with
announced an
Stevie
upcoming
Nicks?
new album called The Ghost Records. Has songs based on her interactions with, she says it's the magnificent men in her life.
Hmm.
And one of the songs is about Prince.
Okay.
Now, the song is now okay. Stevie Nicks and Prince, which was new to me after he passed away, were friends. Were really good friends apparently because when Stevie Nicks heard Little Red Corvette, she called Prince up and she heard it on the road when she was driving, and she called Prince up and asked about that beat, and Prince used some of that to help her do "Stand Back," which is one of my favorite Stevie Nicks songs.
Oh,
Um,
I thought too he also played
yes, I was getting to that.
okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I-
He also played a little bit on Stand Back to help the background on Stand Back. So they were good friends. And what had happened was
What
Purple
happened
Rain,
was
yeah, Purple Rain came out. And she went to the premiere of Purple Rain. And when the scene with Prince is with Apollonia, and she says she's going to be at Morris's group, and he gets up and slaps the bejesus out of her, Stevie Nicks walked out of Purple Rain when he slapped Apollonia and went to the bathroom and stayed there for the rest of the movie.
oh yikes.
So then the party was next door, and she said Prince was waiting for, to see her to say, did you love it? And she goes, and she saw Prince, and he goes, did you love it? And she goes, I only saw half of it. He goes, why? He goes, because you slapped that lady and I left. And he goes, oh. And she goes, but I bought you this present. And it was like a really expensive necklace. And he said, I don't want your necklace. And she says, what? And Prince says, you always bring me presents. You never bring me you. And that's the basis of the song, she said.
Oh, okay. Oh.
That's a deep
intense.
story.
That's
You
deep.
always bring me gifts,
You
but you
just
never bring me you.
you just took us on a journey. It's like,
Yes,
whoa.
yes. Hey, it's my job to give pop culture news. I'm giving you pop culture news, damn it.
You are bringing the fire. You are
I'm
bringing
bringing
the
the
fire.
fire. Look, I bring it as I hear it. And my friend Amanda, who was a big fan of Stevie Nicks,
Mhm.
sent me the whole clip. So I knew about the story before Amanda sent me the clip, but that clip kind of told the rest of the story to fill in that what I needed to know about it. So it was great. It's a great story that she told.
Wow.
So that's the basis of it.
I hear you. I hear you. Loud and clear.
I can't wait to hear the album because I wonder what the other men. Because she said the album is very like when you hear the songs, you know who she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I want, and she says all magnificent men in her life. I'm wondering. I was texting with my friend Amanda. I'm like, I wonder is one of the songs about Tom Petty because she's pretty close to Tom Petty.
Hmm. And
I wonder.
also I think there was a record executive that she had lived with. I can't think of his name. I can't, because I heard his interview when Howard Stern interviewed him, and he was talking about the time he lived with like Stevie Nicks, and it was during the time of recording, I think, Belladonna as well. And I'm
Really?
sure there's going to be some Lizzie Buckingham songs, but that was the whole Rumors album was just filled
Well,
with
yeah.
them
Well, I was
singing
saying
about
to my,
their fractured
I think,
relationships.
I think Lindsay has had enough.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think
They,
Lindsay has had enough. I mean, we got enough Lindsay.
he's
I
like,
mean, it's a meme about her being a really boss bitch because who writes a song trashing your ex-boyfriend and telling your ex-boyfriend he got to play on that song? That,
oh,
like,
are you getting text message, or is that your just meter going off?
oh, that's my meter going. I didn't even hear it. That's my meter going off.
Okay. You check
Yeah.
on your meter. While you check on your meter, I'll tell folks what we're talking about tonight. It's Pop Culture Kids, and we give you some pop culture news as well as pick a topic. And usually, I think over the Christmas break, we sat down and kind of mapped out almost 4 months worth of topics. And we've had to change and make some adjustments. But this topic came up part of a conversation we were having about just celebrities that would make a cool hang. But tonight we're going to be talking about characters that would make a cool hang. Like what characters from different TV shows that you feel like, hey, you know what, if I met this character in real life, I would want to really, like, grab a beer with them. Granted, you probably wouldn't want to hang with too many of the folks that are on, like, shows like Dexter, but there are a lot of lovable sitcom as well as drama characters. And as always, Kenny creates the list. I usually do the visuals. I was a little lax this week, so don't mind me. We'll just talk about some of these different characters. Hey, is everything cool? Because just wanted to
Everything's
check
cool.
on you. So
Everything's good.
again,
Everything's good.
it's
Everything's
like
good.
the real life hang. That's what we're talking about tonight. Like, who would you want to hang with in real IRL, which is in real life, which is a phrase I think we got from the pandemic. All the
Yeah.
things we've gotten from the pandemic, including this show.
There you go. There you go. I'm going to start at the bottom of the TV list and work my way up, and then we're going to go to the bottom of the movie list and work our way up.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to add anyone at the TV list or the movie list, let me know in the comments on what am I forgetting. And Kathy, if you see anybody that you think I should have added, you let me know. On the bottom of it, I got 5 on each TV and movie because we only got an hour. We only got an hour.
That's Kitty's
I'm going to
favorite
get shirts
thing.
made to say we only got an hour. It's Pop Culture Kids. We only got an hour. At the bottom of this is Melissa Schmidt from Abbott Elementary.
Okay.
Out of all the Abbott Elementary cast, and they're all supposed to be Philly people. But of all of them, she's the one that's more normal.
More
To hang
normal.
out. Yeah, like I couldn't hang out with Miss Teagues. She would annoy me. The principal would annoy me.
Just
Mr.
everybody.
Eddie would annoy me.
Well, she's played by Lisa Ann Walter, who got her start out in stand-up comedy, and way back in the day. If you go back to the 80s, I remember being on shows with her, or at least open mics back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Big Rick's is in the house.
Big Rich.
Big Rick. Big Rick.
Big Rich.
Big Rick's in the house.
Big Rick is in the house. Good evening,
Um,
sir. Thanks for
but
being
yeah,
here.
Melissa Sorrenti, who is, and I didn't put her on there just because she's hot,
Don't tell me
because she
she's
is
on
hot.
your list.
She's on my list. She's hot. She can get it. She's on my list. Um, but yeah, out of everybody on Abbott Elementary, she's the one I could see myself having a beer with and hanging with and being cool with, and like, you know. Next on my list is
Speaking of
Norm.
having a beer and hanging out with, definitely would be
Norm
Norm.
Peterson from Cheers. Out of all the people on Cheers, I couldn't hang out with Sam because me and Sam, both being good-looking guys, would probably be fighting over the same woman.
Okay.
And Woody is too stupid. Coach is too stupid. Diane is too annoying. Rebecca was too much of a maniac. Cliff. I would have punched in the face. Carla maybe, but yeah, I'm a good-looking guy. She would try to sleep with me, and I wouldn't want that kind of fire. So yeah, Norm.
This world that lives in your head. I mean, I don't know, my friend, my brother. The world of your head is just
The world in my head is wild. Let me tell you.
it's
You do
wild.
not want to trip. You do not want to trip in there.
It is a trip. It is a trip. But yeah, Norm is probably a guy you could hang out, definitely have a beer with, because that was just part
his thing.
part and partial for Cheers.
And to me,
And
that was the best.
oh, you
part
know
of
what? The
Cheers.
best was when, whenever you walked in, it was always Norm. Like everybody would
Yes.
yell Norm. And one of my favorite like Norm openings was when, if somebody said, "What's up, Norm?" He goes, "It's a dog eat dog world, and I'm wearing milk bone underpants," or something like that. That was
Yes.
just always
Yes.
my favorite Norm
I'll say,
line.
Tawana, how you doing? Yes. He would always have. You know what? There's one too that's very funny. When Frasier and Lilith had the baby,
Hmm.
Frasier had the baby in the bar, and Lilith was complaining because the baby was in the bar, and like this baby's not going to learn anything. He's in a bar with all these people, and then Norm walks in, and the baby turns back, and goes, "Norm!" Even Norm, everybody stopped. Even Norm stopped, and they're like, "Yeah, this baby's in this bar way too much."
It's really weird because not weird, but I just Cheers was just one of those funny shows, and I think there's something to be said for like the ensemble cast. And I know there was a phase like in the '90s where it was all these family sitcoms, but the ensemble cast sitcom things like Taxi, Barney Miller, Cheer, like okay, I'm old school, I'm going back,
Yeah,
but there was
yeah.
just
No, but these are all good shows.
yeah, there was just a humor to bringing those different characters together.
KRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, KRP in Cincinnati. That was a
Like they get ensemble
classic.
cast and like Taxi. Oh my God, Taxi. The talent on Taxi.
Taxi was.
What does Jello mean? Slow down. What does yellow mean? Slow down.
Although, you know what? One of my favorite one of my favorite quotes from a TV series came from Starsky and Hutch, and I wish I knew the episode that it was on because I haven't found it online or on, and maybe I gotta Google it to see if it exists somewhere out in the ether. But it was when Huggy Bear was trying to teach, I don't know which one was Starsky, I think it was Hutch, how to talk
No,
black.
it wasn't one of them. It was another guy.
Oh,
Huggy
I
was
thought
trying
it
to
was one.
start.
I thought.
It was a total guest star that
Oh,
Huggy was trying to start a detective agency with, and he told him how to talk to this black lady coming in, and the white guy, because she's blind, and he's like, "When do the new Cadillacs come in?
when do the new Cadillacs come in?
When do the new Cadillacs come in?" She's like jive turkey. I knew
Okay,
you was white.
okay. You know what? I went off on a tangent, and you let me go.
I let you go. I let you because it was a fun tangent. Next on my list is Khadijah James from Living Single, and
Uh,
that is played by Queen Latifah. And out of all the cast of Living Single, she is the one that I could see myself hanging out with. Not because Queen Latifah's on my list. That has nothing to do with it.
dude, knowing
What?
your list, Queen Latifah would definitely be on your list. And again,
Anyway.
folks, let me just tell you some of the other people on this list. Whoopi Goldberg, Sandra Bernhardt, Michelle Pfeiffer, like he has a chance with this list. But there is a little bit of a theme that sometimes comes up with this particular list. I'm just saying.
Ellen
Although
was on
I
the
don't know,
list.
I think I probably could hang with all the girls from Living Single. Maybe
I
not
don't know
Regine.
if I can hang with
She-
what was Kim Fields' character?
Kim Fields, Regine.
Regine. I couldn't hang with her. I don't like superficial women.
Yeah. I don't know whether I would, but
And I couldn't
definitely.
I couldn't hang with Maxine either.
Oh, why not? I love
I couldn't
Max.
hang with
And
Maxine.
Max is actually from Philly.
Yeah, I couldn't hang with her character. No. She would annoy me. And the guy that
Rick
she
is
was
saying that was his old school crush.
my old
I'm
school,
sorry.
who's your old school crush? Rick? Latifah? Khadijah? Khadijah's your old school crush? I believe it. I can get with that. Yeah, but I couldn't hang with it. And like the two guys, I couldn't hang with either one of them. Because one was too prissy and one was just too, I don't know.
Oh, I liked.
No.
No,
Next on my
like
list.
the guys. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Next on the list, because we're about to go down the rabbit hole. Next on my list is BJ Honeycutt from one of my favorite shows, MASH.
From MASH.
Me and Hawkeye would probably be trying to outwit each other all day. Hawkeye and I would be the wise asses that would be outwitting each other all day, and it'd be too much. And then once again, Hawkeye was a ladies' man, and we would probably be fighting over the same women, and he would be pissed because I would be winning. BJ is so laid back.
This world he lives.
BJ
I'm
is
sorry.
laid back, and he's the kind of guy you just chill with and have a drink with. And BJ Honeycutt was the man. So yeah, he wasn't, and Hawkeye would be too annoying to me after a while.
MASH is another one of those good like ensemble casts, where again a lot of the humor came out of just those characters that were just so well played and so well defined, and again one of the best series finales on record, as well as the one episode where the Colonel died in the but again,
Radar had to announce it. Yes,
just
and
you want to talk, you want to go
history-
back in the time machine, man.
You want to know the history of that scene? The history of that scene is that when Radar comes and tells everybody that Colonel Blake died in the plane crash, Gary Berghoff was given that script right before they filmed. So the people in the operating room, all the actors in the operating room, because the whole cast was there, they didn't know what Radar was going to say. So they filmed it. So their reactions on that first take was their actual reactions to finding out that character died. So
that was pretty impactful. Yeah.
Yeah, that they wanted to make it that impactful. Tech Troublemaker says, I would like to hang out with Bob Newhart on a Newhart show.
Well, you know what, Kenny, we're going to go to the comments in just a minute, but before we do, I just want to thank everybody for hanging out with us on a Sunday night. And again, if you are hanging out on us on YouTube, it's Pop Culture Kids. Give us that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We so appreciate it. You can check out all things Kathy and Kenny, Pop Culture Kids, on our website, kathyandkenny.com, all with a K, kids with a K. But we so appreciate you. And you can also check us out on Who's Got Next Radio. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Here on a Sunday night, just talking old school pop culture, hitting the baby boomers and all that. Let's just check out some of the comments before we go to your number one on the TV list. And Lisa says, the characters I would love to hang out with are Mickey and Niecy from the movie Baps, which came out in March 28, 1997. And I believe it was Halle Berry, and I don't know who played the other person. Was
I never seen Babs.
I God, I think I saw it when it first came out. And I don't know, because I remember it, and it seems like they were a hot mess, but I don't know whether I would be able to hang out with them. Bob Newhart, the Newhart Show. Oh wait, now not the Bob Newhart Show. You mean the Newhart Show? But
The one
even
where
on
he's in
the
the tent.
huh
The one where
with
he's in the
Daryl and my
hotel.
other brother Daryl. Um,
Daryl, my brother
that was
Daryl.
like the Newhart Show. Yeah, that show was fun. I remember everybody hanging out.
There's my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl.
The comedian played, we would be cracking up laughing. See, I don't even know who that is. See, that's how far out of comedy I have been. I've
Yeah.
been out of
I
comedy
don't know
for
who that
what,
is either.
4 decades now.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either.
And Jordan is saying that MASH was always cutting edge, innovative thinking and writing, and that was it. It was smart. So we
Yes.
talked a couple of weeks ago about shows without a laugh track, and I think it was one of those shows that you didn't need the laugh track to, to know where the humor was, to know where to find the fun. And
Well, the concept was they were in a army hospital
mhm,
dealing with real life issues, and they didn't want to use a laugh track as much because even though things were funny that were happening, it was kind of serious stuff. And I think
mhm.
they decided never to use a laugh track when they're in the operating room.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know,
Hmm.
so in our top list, on the top of our list for characters we would hang out with, Chandler Bing from
Now,
Friends.
now, see, you talked about the funny, because he was always doing the funny. Oops, forgot to get rid of the mash, guys. You wouldn't feel like you were competing with him.
No, because here's this. Chandler was funny, but Chandler was famous for never getting the girls, never closing the deal. So we could both be funny, and I would get the girls.
Okay. All right. That
But out
was
of that whole cast, I mean, all those characters on there, um, Rachel was just too Rachel, and I never thought Jennifer Aniston was that attractive in the first place. Courtney Cox, Monica was just too.
too
She
type
was a neat
A.
freak. Yeah, she was type A to the max, and we seen her dance in that video with Bruce Springsteen, and I can't do women who can't dance. And
Ross
her
was too.
brother,
Yeah,
her brother was too neurotic.
yeah, too neurotic.
Joey was too stupid. Phoebe, maybe I can hang out with Phoebe, but
I
once
don't know.
again, she's
Too,
kind of flaky.
yeah.
And there's even one episode where she says, "Well, I'm flaky. I'll say anything." But Chandler, he
Chandler
was my
Bing.
guy. Chandler Bing. So that is our TV list. And
That
we're gonna
is the
move on
TV
to our
list.
movie list.
Before we move on, let's just take a look at some of the comments and see what we have here. Yes, Daryl and my other brother Daryl. That's true. And oh wait, here's Jordan would hang out with Archie Bunker and George Jefferson. I don't even know
I
whether I
don't know
want
if
to
I could.
be in the same room with both of them at the same
Yeah, I like
time.
that. I would do that for the I wouldn't do that for long, but that would be good for the comedy of it,
Yeah. I don't know whether
like
I
to
would want
watch
to
them go back and forth.
referee. I don't know whether I could
Yeah,
referee
I
that.
wouldn't referee. I would just watch them, I would watch the whole situation implode. Juana says yes, friends, yes,
And
and
oh,
Kathy,
I don't know what I said, but hopefully it hit a nerve. Um, okay, okay. Lisa's getting given the fact she's playing Ed tonight. Natalie um, DeSalle Reed played Mickey and Babs. Oh, she passed away at 53. Wow, young, young. Well,
Mhm.
I'm still reeling from finding out that Kashif had passed away. So
Yeah.
it's pop culture and some old news, if anything. Learning a few things tonight as we learn a few
So
things.
in the movies, who I would hang out with.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna
didn't know
start.
some of the ones that were on your list, and I didn't have a list of people I would hang with, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of movies that I've seen that I kind of wish the story would keep going and
Yeah.
going. So
But
yeah,
like I
but
say every week, we only have an hour.
we only we only have
But
an
on the
hour.
bottom of my five, my fifth one is Lisa and Wendy from Purple Rain.
Ah, yes.
Because Lisa and Wendy were the outspoken ones in the band, and I'm outspoken, so I like outspoken people. And they were cool. They were sexy and they were cool. I don't care if they were a couple. They were sexy and they were cool. And they were like funky and they were like, you know,
I just wish, and again, I don't know what gets put on the cutting room floor, but I
yes.
would have liked to, only because I was such a Prince fan and Prince and the Revolution fan. I would have loved to have seen more character development for the other band members. I know he was a star, he was the focus, and I get it. And it was a great movie and a great movie going experience. It's like some films you see in the theater and it feels like an experience. I remember when we first saw like the first Superman in the theater and just
Yeah.
like when he changed into like Superman for the first time, it, just being in there with the rest of the audience, it was like an experience. I've
You
had
got
that
me. What's
with
that
a few
too?
movies, and Purple Rain was one of those movies. It just felt like an
Yes.
experience. So again, great movie. Not going to bash on it, but it would have been nice to get more character development out of the others.
Yes.
Even though they only had a few scenes, you did have like that sense. So that's a very unique choice, but hey, I now you know me. I would hang with Lisa and Wendy because I have all their albums,
Fruits
even the
at the
Girl
bottom, baby.
Brothers
Fruits
stuff.
at the bottom.
I love Fruit at the Bottom is the jam. All right, people, here, my pop culture tip is to Spotify it, Fruit at the Bottom by Wendy and Lisa. That thing, that thing, I don't know what do they say? Slaps. That's what the kids say nowadays, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say
Slap.
rocks or jams, but I
Yeah.
guess it slaps.
Slap. Slap.
Fruit at the bottom. Take
Slap,
it from
baby.
me.
Okay. Next we have Alex Hitchinson from the movie Hitch.
And see, I saw this on the list and I was like, really, Kenny? Really? I,
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Because, and this is why, and I know you're going to cricket me on this,
You
but
see it
Alex
coming?
Hitchinson reminds me a lot of, this story reminds me a lot of me.
Uh huh. Oh, okay.
Because when I was in college and I was in high school, I was a nice, quiet guy, and I was the nice guy next door. And then, as I went through college, I had my heart broken a few times. A few times. I had my heart broken. Torn into two. Broke more than your heart. But torn into two. And then I became Hitch. I finally understood what women were like and what they were about. And how to get the women to like me.
So this movie for you wasn't just like a simple rom com. It was like a documentary.
Yes, yes. I became Alex. I became smooth, and and kind of like debonair and with the ladies, and it was kind of like somebody had seen my story and decided to make a movie about it.
For our new viewers, my brother Kenny lives in a world that's all in his head. And we're just along for the ride. Okay. I don't know whether I would even pick Hitch. I might have picked, who did Kevin James play in that movie? Because I liked him as a friend.
No, he was too. No, he was too he was too insecure and unsure of himself. I couldn't be. I couldn't. Yeah, I spent too much time trying to pick trying to pick him up so he can at least have a semblance of an ego. No, that's too much work for a friend.
Too much work.
It's too much work. Next on the list is Quentin Spivey from The Best Man. Out of all the characters in The Best Man, he's the one that I would hang with.
I would
Murch
just
was
be
too much
hanging
of a
with
whip.
Morris Chestnut.
Murch was too much of a punk. L Boogie. He was too much like a ladies' man. Too much like a ladies' man. And he thought he was like the man for everything. And the main character was more like he was corny, really. He was corny. And he had no game, but he was rich and he was a writer and everything. And it just Quentin Q was the man. Q was cool. He was cool.
From your description, you've spent way too much time with this movie.
Yeah, I love this movie, but Q was cool because Q. And the reason, the two moments you knew he was cool was when they were playing cards and he's saying things like, "Oh, how you know she didn't dip out on her own? Like she would have be in the rights, right?" And then this big guy comes and stats him across the table and stats him up, and he just looks at him with like a grin, like, "What?" Like he can obviously whoop your behind, but Q's not phased at all. And then when he's beating up his boy, he's got him hanging over the balcony. Q just walks up there nice and calmly and goes, "You don't want to do this." like it's cool.
It's too cool.
It's too cool. And then at the end, when Mark walked up with another girl, Q goes, "You want to pick that up?" "What?" "Your jaw." And walks away. Yo, Q is cool.
Terrence Howard played that role.
When he's performing with his guitar, and then you think he's over, and he looks at the crowd, he puts it behind his back, and he starts doing this and performing again, and then he goes, "Oh, what's up with the guitar thing?" He goes, "An N-word gotta have gifts." It's cool, man. Rick, I would not have been murdered.
Hey, let's take a look at some of the comments. We're going to go, and the one that's saying, I would definitely hang with Julia Dreyfus for sure. Now, Julia Dreyfus as Elaine or Julia Dreyfus from Veep? I don't know. Also saying Purple Rain, best concert ever.
Yes, it was, Jordan. We were there. Kathy and I were at the Purple Rain concert. It was the best concert ever.
Best concert ever. Well, no, I've seen a couple Tina Marie concerts, so I can't say. Anyway, Tech Troublemaker is saying Abid Nadar from Community, and I haven't.
I've seen Community. Community is a hilarious show, and I see what he's saying. I would hang out with Abid. I would hang out with Abed. Abed was autistic.
Mm-hmm.
And is that right, Jordan? Is that right, Tech Troublemaker? He was kind of autistic, and he kind of said whatever was on his mind. And Abed was like he had no filter, and he was kind of like Sheldon, but he wasn't a wise ass about it. He was kind of like he didn't realize he didn't have a filter.
Oh, okay.
Like he would say things, and he didn't realize it hurt people or what he was saying. But he was honest about stuff.
The 1984 Delusion. I'm not sure what that was in reference to, but
whatever I'm saying, Rick is saying,
Jordan saying, "Hey, I wish I had a chance to hang out with the entire cast of Imitation of Life, the Lana Turner version. The original version had Freddie Washington. Now that's a name you can look up. Now that's going some old school. That's even beyond my baby boomer knowledge. But I've seen both versions, including the music providers Nat King Cole and Mahalia Jackson. Oh wow! Talk about
Wow.
people you want to
Yeah,
meet. And
Jordan, man, after my own heart. Keep it good. Let's go. Let's go.
Kitty would have been Merch. I don't know who Merch is.
From
What am I
from
missing?
from the best man.
Oh, from the Best Man.
I would have been that whip guy. Rick is saying I would have been that
What
whip guy.
concert did I see better than Purple Rain? Well, no. Well, actually, when I saw Prince at Radio City Music Hall, that might have. Well, again, it didn't have the Revolution, and I just love me some Revolution. Although,
I don't
what,
know.
I don't know what.
I
But
could
when I saw,
the
well, hold on,
musicology tour
Kenny,
was
let me have this moment. When I saw Prince at Radio City Music Hall, it was like it was like a concert where he did like almost like 90 minutes of his of the new album. I don't know, it wasn't Sign of the Times. I don't remember what was it, Musicology? Anyway, I was on the ground floor, but I was all the way in the back, and and it was good and all. But then during the intermission, I'm hanging out, um, hanging out, going to the bathroom. There's just like a haze of, let's say, what would we call it, of the wacky weed. But in any case, I run into this friend of mine, this comedian Mike, who also wound up. He was he did the opening for like the Conan O'Brien show, and one time I got to go backstage and see all of NBC. But that's a story for another time. But anyway, he was at the concert. He was like up in the front row, but he was complaining because it was too loud or whatever. So during the intermission, we kind of switched tickets. So he was like a little further back, and I got to be like up in the orchestra area for the second half
nice.
of this Prince concert, which was not the new album, but him doing the hits. So the
Nice.
Purple Rain, the Dirty Mind, the Kiss, the I, it, whew. Now
Oh,
that was, I mean, you talk about putting on a
I am
show.
so jealous.
He
So
put
jealous.
on a show. That was that was some good stuff. Anyway, I'm sorry, I digress.
I saw the musicology tour with two friends of mine, and and we weren't that close, but that was, oh my God, that this man could put on a show. This man used to be able to put on a show. And I think one of my bucket list places to go is Paisley Park.
Ah,
I want to
that
go
would
to
be
Paisley
cool.
Park.
Yeah.
What else we got in the comments?
Tech Troublemaker saw Prince in concert for Musicology, and he did basically a greatest hits and mixed it in with the Musicology album. And I don't remember the album that he did when I saw him at Radio City, but
Was it Emancipation?
it might have been Emancipation. It might have been. And it was a fairly new album, so I wasn't as familiar with all the songs. So
Yeah, see, I know all the songs.
you know all the songs.
I know all the songs. Emancipation is probably one of my best Prince albums. I would say Emancipation is probably one of the best Prince albums made.
hmm Emancipation is
Uh,
all right. So
so we're
let's
going to
get back
go.
to the list because
Yeah,
we got
let's go
about
back to the list. Speaking of Prince, the 21st had passed, and that was the ninth anniversary of his death,
Oh, okay. Yes.
Prince's death. So next, and it's probably because he's on this list because he just passed away, but I'm going to go with Chris Knight from Real Genius.
Real
Because
genius.
if I was in college, this is the guy I want to hang with.
And this was a movie that I think I only saw it once, and it didn't really,
I saw it a lot of times.
yeah, it didn't really click for me.
Whole lot of times. I love Real Genius. It's a great movie.
Oh, you know what? A movie character I would want to hang with. Not no, never mind. I got to think about this. I haven't given it much thought.
Before I get to the end, you know who I didn't put on the list?
Who didn't you put on the list?
John McClane. Who wouldn't want to hang with John McClane?
Oh,
I
you and
like hanging
Ed,
with
you guys
people who
get me
don't
every
give a
time.
flying
Every
bleep.
time.
John McClane. Gotta add that in there. Who wouldn't want to hang with John McClane? Come on.
Every single time.
Now the next one, the last one.
For those of you who are new to our show, there is this ongoing and long debate. I say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Kenny and several of the pop culture kids who tune in insist that it is. I don't know. As the years have gone on, I've kind of weakened, and I might have to confess it at one point. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, and if you're listening in now and you haven't weighed in, please let us know that. Please let Kathy know that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Our last movie of a character that I would hang with is one going back, and this movie isn't quite as popular. This is Matthew Quigley from Quigley Down Under. This is Tom Selleck, I think, at his best. Quigley Down Under is about an American guy who goes to Australia and he's hired as a gunman. And when he finds out what he's hired for, the person who hires him gets mad because Quigley doesn't want to do what he wants him to do. And really, it's Alan Rickman, who is the bad guy, who hires him. Yes, who hires
Alan
Quigley,
Rickman does a good bad guy.
yes, to kill Aborigines. Because Quigley is known as this rifle, this long distance rifle shooter. And Quigley's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, that's not, no. And so he has it out with the guy that hires him. Now they're out in Australia, out back, and this guy has a ranch and everything, and they beat him up. His men beat him up and leave him out out back to die. And they also leave this prostitute out in the outback with him because she's supposed to be crazy Mary, and she's not really a prostitute, but they think she is. They bring her along and they call her crazy. Anyway, they're both out in the outback and they have to survive, and they find a way to survive. They make friends with some Aborigine and everything else. And Quigley, throughout the whole thing, is the coolest cat in Australia. He is the coolest cat. It's Tom Hanks. And the afterthought, TV characters, Tom Hanks' character and his guest character in Friends as Richard, I would hang with Richard too. Richard was cool. I like cool people.
So
Anyway, Quigley was very cool, and Quigley shot with a rifle. He never shot with a handgun. And this Alan Rickman's Australian guy, he was fascinated with the American West and gunfights. And he always wanted to prove how fast he was to everybody. And he's always taking his ranch hands and doing like contests with him to show how fast he was. And
I may need to go back and watch this one.
yeah, oh, it was great. And at the end, they he went through all the cattle hands and everything and did this long fight. He's beat, he's broken up, he's bruised up, and he doesn't have his rifle anymore. And Alan Rickman challenges him to a duel. And Tom Hanks is like, this is not the Old West. You are not Wyatt Earp. This is not Tombstone. Like, get over it. And then Alan Rickman had like two other handymans left there with them, and Tom Hanks had to shoot. And Tom Hanks said he doesn't like guns. That's why he used rifles. And in the last minute, spoiler alert, he shoots, and he's a quick draw. Everybody finds out he's a quick draw. And Alan Rickman, as he's dying, he goes, I thought you didn't like guns. He goes, I said, I don't like guns. I didn't say I couldn't shoot a gun. The greatest thing ever.
Gave away the movie.
Yes, I did. Because the movie's like 30 years old.
Okay, all right.
So if you haven't seen Quickly Down Under now, you're not going to watch it, but watch
Well, I
it
just
anyway.
told you I
It's a
wanted to go
great
back and
movie.
watch it. I'm like,
Watch
you
it.
know,
It's still good. Even though I
I
told
gotta
you we're gonna
find
have
out
a
if it's
scholarship-
available on a streaming service because there's some
Yeah,
movies you can't even find anymore. But just go to the comments before we're out of here.
I'll bring it with me in June when I come down there.
Oh wow! Oh, he had a copy of the Black Album when there were only 1,000 copies released on purple vinyl. Nice. Oh wow!
You know my favorite song off the Black Album is?
Tell us,
Bob.
please. What?
Bob. Bob.
Bob? Not me. John was bad luck. That's right. You hanging with John McClane? Somebody's gonna probably be trying to kill you. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know, but isn't that great? Isn't that exciting?
Christmas with John McClane. Yeah, you don't want to be around that.
It would be exciting.
Thank you. Thank you, Big Rick. Yes, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It was made during the season because the airport was the busiest. See, not a
All right,
Christmas movie.
Rick does not know what he's talking about most of the time. I've known Rick since I was 11 years old. Rick does not know what he's talking about most of the time. Move on.
There you go. Fun fact. Lisa's son walked for the first time on Prince's birthday. Well, did he walk or did he dance? Now that's...
There you go. There you go.
All right. Oh, God, Jordan. Oh, man.
Thank you, Jordan.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It plays during the season every year. I know. Why are they doing that? They're just perpetuating this awful myth. It wasn't a Christmas movie. It was like It's A Wonderful Life. Actually, a summer release, but people decided through the years it was. I know. People are fickle. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Everybody's got this Purple Rain vinyl. Oh.
But
I wonder what
I wonder
what that's worth today.
I think I have the vinyl of Purple Rain myself. I just bought it recently.
You have
so
the
it's probably not
purple
worth
one
it.
though.
Yeah, I have the purple one.
You have the purple one? Oh wow.
Yeah, I bought a purple one.
Oh,
don't think it's worth
you brought it.
anything.
Oh, recently. Was it like a
Yeah.
re-release?
I guess.
I wish I had my vinyl. My vinyl is
I-
all gone, and I have
Some
a
of
few
your vinyls
vinyl.
here. Didn't you take it with you?
I had some vinyl that was up there, and I brought it back down. But I mean, I used to have vinyl.
I know,
Like,
me too.
As a DJ,
too.
I had scores and scores of vinyl.
I did
A lot
too.
of it got
You know what I
lost.
had in vinyl?
What?
Set it off. Set it up on the left now. Set it up on the right now. Set it off. Come on and set it off. Y'all want this party started quickly. Right?
That's when you miss the 70s. Back in the 70s, ooh, ooh, used to be a serious song lyric. So,
Every time somebody says, ooh, ooh, I think get off. Get off. Get off. Ooh, ooh,
okay,
ooh,
we're going down. We're going down like a
I'm
gnarly
letting you
little
go.
rabbit hole as we wind up with our TV and movie characters that Kenny would want to hang with. I gotta say Kenny because he came up with this list, and I agree with some of these. I couldn't think of anyone I would definitely, absolutely want to hang with from a movie or a TV show. Like on the TV show, I would agree with. I would hang with the ladies from
Kathy,
It's a Living. I mean, It's a Living Single.
did you see Tech Troublemaker's comment? Because that's something right up your alley.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. I used to live for liner notes. And you know what? I think this was like the mid 90s when cassettes were making like before CDs. Cassettes were kind of big in like the early 90s. And they would try to put the liner notes on like the little fold out that came with the cassette. But it's just not the same. It is not the same, people. And I think CDs used to have liner notes, but they started kind of weaning away from that. But you used to get lyrics. I used to invest in learning who was singing backup. Like on Thriller, I was just like amazed, like all the different little people who were singing backup on Thriller, and just
Yeah.
knowing who all the musicians were, and seeing different names, and Greg Fillinganes. Who knew Greg Fillinganes? There's somebody I know, not in real life, but in my online life, that actually knew and works with Greg Fillinganes, who is just like a phenomenal like songwriter and musician. But in any case, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that is a comment that that touches the heart, because I do miss liner notes. And I mean, and I can see that's why vinyl is making such a comeback, because that was an experience. Although I'm not paying $25 for no vinyl, because I
Yeah.
miss the days I would get it cheap on Market Street in Philadelphia. But I
Yep.
digress. Don't
Like
send me down this rabbit
$12.99,
hole.
$13 maybe.
Exactly. Oh, what about the 12-inch cut?
Oh God! Shut up! Shut up!
I missed the 12 inches,
Shut up!
man. Wait, that clip could be taken away. All right, that clip's gonna make me blush. But anyway,
You do really, Captain? This is not something I want to talk about with you. Okay? I
I don't know. You know what? It's getting late, so
Okay. I get, because we need to stop right now.
we need
Next
to
week.
just end that next week.
Yeah. Next week, we're going to be doing our show on May the 4th. So may the 4th be with you, because we're talking about Star Wars on the next show. And I'm going to tell you what I think is the best Star Wars movie made.
Now, are we just gonna stick to the movies? Because I'm not gonna have time to watch all those like
We're going
silly.
to stick to the movies. We're going to talk a little bit about the series and shows, because I haven't watched all of them myself. And I'm going to tell you why I have not watched Andor.
Okay, so next week it's nerding out on Star Wars. We hope you can join us. Oh wait. Okay, yeah, he said he's moved on. Roy can't do it. He can't hang with the vinyl.
The 12-inch
But-
or Sugar Hill Gang. Which one? Rabbits Delight or what is that? The Eighth Wonder. It's up my back. It's around my neck. Hoo ha! Got the ball in check. Says up my back. It's around my neck. Hoo ha! Got the ball in check.
Yikes. Lisa, thank you so much for being our like number one pop culture kid. And oh wow. Ooh, now there's a line. Never, not one,
Never, Jordan.
not even
never.
the original.
Come talk to us next week, Jordan, when we talk about. I'm gonna have my Star Wars shirt on, and I'll also have a review of Thunderbolts.
Is that Star Wars related? I don't.
Ex Troublemaker, you are absolutely right. That is the best Star Wars movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Not the original? I would go
Yeah,
with
no.
the original every single
Rogue
time.
One, and I'll explain it to you next week. But that's why I never watched Andor.
Okay.
Because Rogue
All
One
right.
was that good, I didn't want to watch Andor.
We will go down that rabbit hole next week. We thank you for going down this rabbit hole this week with us. We are here every Sunday night, despite what the song says. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. And as always, we wish you love, peace, and pop culture.
God bless your soul. God bless your soul and keep living peace.
Kathy and Kenny in a say, pop culture fun in every way. Music, TV, movies.
Thank you for
so
geeking out
bright.
with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny
Join us for
Explain
a
Pop
blast
Culture.
tonight. Sister and brother rocking the flow.